Coming to you live from the rinks in Hauppauge, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League JV Finals, Game 2 on LI Sports Network. I'm Ryan Brannigan, joined alongside our cameraman, Paul Trentini, for this final game number 2, Smithtown Hauppauge. Winners of game number 1, they can win their second JV title in 2 years with a win tonight over the Friars. Again, they won game 1, 3-2. Ryan Anderson was fantastic, as he has been all season. The Bulls' leading scorer, 2 goals and an assist for 3 points in that win in game 1. No other Bull had more than a point. The other goal scorer, Christian Krickow. Krickow contributing an additional goal in the 2 regular season wins against St. Anthony JV Gold this season. Both of those games were shutouts for Bulls netminder Nick Serpico, who has been outstanding this season for Smithtown Hauppauge. On the other side of the ice for the Friars, again, a fantastic season, and they rolled to their final spot, beating KPC 5-0 in the quarters, Longwood 7-2 in the semis, before faltering in game 1 to Smithtown Hauppauge. They have a star-studded lineup as per usual, led by Jason Matuza. 28 points for Matuza this year. Liam Becker, Reeve Chero, Griffin Gasparic, and Jack Hurlbert, the captain. All players to keep an eye out for. They would also have Kenneth Engelhart. However, he has been injured. 17 points in 15 games played for Engelhart. Gaetano Cecchino has started every playoff game for St. Anthony's. He'll likely be the starter here tonight once again. 11-2 record, 1.28 goals against average. Cecchino has been excellent for the black and gold. As both teams huddle around their respective benches. I want to welcome you to LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County JV Final. As we look like we're just about set and ready to go. We have had some stream difficulties. We are working through them and going to, of course, look to give you the best possible product here on LI Sports Network. We're set for puck drop. Buscarino and Connor Krickow, who had been absent for the Bulls in their prior few games, in the lineup tonight. The younger brother of Christian looks to get the puck here. It's intercepted by Gasparic. Gasparic battling Buscarino. Chips it in the zone for the Friars. DeAndrea is the F1, putting pressure on Doyle. Doyle sweeps it out of the zone. Leighton Veith had a touch, but here comes Connor Krickow, along with his older brother Christian. Sends it down the boards to Christian. In behind Cecchino, now out in front. Connor Krickow denied by Cecchino. Already a great chance for the Bulls in the first 30-plus seconds of game number 2. Back with Doyle. Ahead for Connor Krickow. And now Gasparic onside? No, offside against St. Anthony's. Again, both St. Anthony's and Smithtown Hauppauge with 2 JV teams this season. St. Anthony JV Black were the top-seeded team heading into the playoffs. Were upset by Sachem, the 8th seed, in the quarterfinal. The Bulls' blue team did not make the playoffs, as this Smithtown Hauppauge, a large number of their players playing in this game were champions at the freshman level for their red team a season ago. Dylan Pardini, one of them, playing ahead of Avlanitis, another. And now on here for Ryan Anderson, chipped up the boards by Catazone. Catazone has been remarkable for the Friars during this playoff run to the finals, as has Ryan Anderson, who moves in with speed, but can't get around Chero. To the front of the net, now here's Pardini. Pardini, a wrist shot deflected and rejected by Catazone out of midair. What a play by the Friar defenseman. Stretch pass from Anderson blocked. Caden Dorian, who has been phenomenal as well throughout for Smithtown Hauppauge, had that highlight reel Michigan goal in the quarterfinal and has maintained his momentum throughout. Getting at least a point in every game. Here's a backhand shot from Schechter, turned away by Serpico. For the Friars' first big chance of the game, and now a glove save made on the follow-up by Serpico as well. 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the game. Both teams with some scoring opportunities. Face off to the right of Serpico, won defensively by the Bulls. Pozzarina. Put it into the offensive zone. Ackerman offsides. Bulls must touch up. Schechter goes down to the ice. Here is Coletti. Briefly touched the stick of Becker. Pozzarina trying to go the other way. He's shoved down by Vaith, but nowhere near the puck, so that'll be interference on Leighton Vaith. And the Bulls go to the game's first power play. Smithtown Hauppauge power play this season, 23.1%. The Bulls penalty kill a strength, or pardon, the Friars penalty kill a strength, 88.2%. Face-off, kicked back and kept alive, just barely towed the line. Doyle rims around for Ryan Anderson. As the Bulls look to set up, Anderson backhands went out in front all the way through to Doyle. Doyle, a shot off the glove of Cecchino and wide. Anderson right back to Doyle. Doyle, another shot, this one off the stick of Matuza and wide. Catazone looking to play it around. It's back with Doyle. Doyle, cross ice, trying to find Anderson. Anderson, nice move. Tries to feed it in front to Christian Krikow. And a nice play by Doyle to keep it alive momentarily here for the Bulls. Avlanitis in good position, keeping it in the zone. Doyle again, a wrister. Traffic goes wide. I don't think Cecchino ever saw it. And it's cleared out of the zone by Matuza. Chero's the first on the puck for the Friars. Chero trying to go to the front of the net, knocked off the puck. Avlanitis, 3-on-3 rush. Anderson is shot gloved. Cecchino holds on and generates the whistle with a little over a minute gone by on the Bulls power play. Again, to speak how evenly matched these teams are, 5.8 goals per game for the Bulls, 5.4 for the Friars. 1.9 allowed for the Friars, 1.8 for the Bulls. Heading into this game two, which game one decided by a single goal. Sent down ice by Catazone. Serpico will be called off by Parker, who rips around for Kirscher, gets by him. In the future of these two Suffolk County High School Hockey League Titans remaining as bright as ever. Catazone fires around, held in by Kirscher. Good stick lift there by Gasparik. Gasparik backhanding it out of the reach of Hurlbert. Kept alive by Kirscher again. It's back with Gasparik, poked off his stick by Buscarino. Pozzarina carries in behind, look to feed it out in front. Good stick by Gasparik, and he'll send it the length. Just 7 seconds remaining on the Bulls power play. Pozzarina unable to handle. Here comes Matuza. Matuza, and a good play by Kirscher to break it up. Puck made it come out of the zone. So that rush from Matuza all for naught, as it would have been offside. and thus the faceoff comes all the way down to the Friars' end for intentional offsides. We're back to 5-on-5. The Friars kill off the power play. Being down 1-0 early in a game like this, not ideal, so a must-needed kill for St. Anthony's. Poked around. Monteleone keeps it in for St. Anne's. Lucido on it once more for Smithtown Hauppauge. Looking to break out off a body. Meyer trying to poke it along. It's back with Matuza. Leighton Vaith. Chipped ahead by Cooper Ferrara. Dylan Pardini settles into it. Missed the stick of Power. And now here's Vaith. Gets a shift right after taking that penalty. Put it across ice, nobody home. And once again, back through the crease area. Into the near boards. And the Bulls clear it out. Here's Power with space. Takes the shot, went off of Monteleone and wide. Corcione around for Meyer. Vaith battling Power down low. It's Meyer who emerges with the puck. Back to Pardini. Wrist shot along the ice, stopped by Cecchino. And the rebound cleared out by Vaith. Puck chipped off the ceiling. And we got a stoppage, 9:13 remaining in the first period. No score between the Bulls and Friars in Game 2 of the JV Finals. Off the face-off, a shot comes from Christian Krickow, turned aside by Cecchino. And the puck out of the zone, Neil Doyle for Brendan Parker. Chips one to Buscarino, and Buscarino sends in Christian Krickow. Battling down low with Gasparic. Eventually the puck up the left wing side for Liam Becker, who springs Schechter. Schechter in, takes the shot, eaten up by Serpico with 8:39 to go in the first period. Prior to Game 1, Serpico had not allowed a goal to this St. Anthony's team all year. They were able to break through on him for 2 in game number 2. Or pardon, in game number 1. Of course, to be determined here in game number 2. Ryan Anderson lost the puck. Becker trying to roll middle, poked off his stick, and now away comes Caden Dorian with Avlanitis going to the net. Dorian down low, here's Avlanitis. Checked by Hurlburt into the M boards. Coletti picks up the loose puck, sends it over to Becker. Becker, great pass to spring Hurlburt. Hurlburt across to Schechter. It was a hot pass to handle. And now it's back with the Bulls. Avlanitis to Anderson. Older brother Luke, part of the Mad Line for the Bulls this season. One of the best lines in the entire Suffolk County High School Hockey League, with Marcus Diorico and Liam McNamara. Poked out by Muller. Kirscher able to get to it, gives it away to Vaith. Vaith had it poked from him by Dorian. And Doyle slow to get up. Puck sent back to neutral ice. Fired right back in by Catazone as we hit the 7:30 mark of the first period. Still no score between Smithtown Hauppauge JV Red and St. Anthony's JV Gold. This will be an icing on Smithtown Hauppauge. Again, no matter who wins the JV final this season, it'll be a new winner, as last year's defending champions, the ESM Sharks, not sporting a JV team this season. Do have a freshman team, currently are in 4th place. Here's Costa, trying to find Ackerman, peeking behind Vaith. Ackerman chips it down behind Cecchino, scooped up by Leighton Vaith. Going north with it to Matuza. Chips it by Bazil. Matuza on the backhand. Getting a piece was Serpico. Matuza, another shot, scores! right through the wickets of Serpico. The Bulls score first and lead 1-0. Pardon, the Friars lead 1-0. And Matuza never gives up on the play and just throws a backhander right through Serpico. And St. Anthony's take the all-important 1-0 lead. And Jason Matuza, who's been fabulous for the Friars all year long. Here comes Sean Power. Sends it rink wide for Meyer. Meyer speared it around. Cooper Ferrara first on it for St. Anne's. Can't clear. Long shot. Blocker save made by Cicchino. Kicked in behind the net. Meyer tied up with Monteleone, able to keep it moving. Michael Monteleone scoring in that 3-2 loss in game one. Good poke check by Lucido. Sent across here for Pardini. Pardini trying to lead Meyer into the zone. It glanced off the stick of Monteleone. Gasparic with no options but to give it right back to the Bulls. Pardini, his shot deflects wide. Meyer to the front of the net. Getting a stick in there was the Friar assistant captain goaltender Gaetano Cicchino. And now Becker. Taken off the puck by Doyle. Got by the stick of Meyer and back to neutral ice. Put it right back in. Matuza unassisted. The lone goal of the game at 6:46 of the first period. Coletti backhands one open space between the two Smithtown forecheckers. Now a shot from Becker goes just wide. Coletti unable to keep in, gets run over by Christian Krickow, who brings that physicality. Offsides here. Or the arm was up, at least I thought, for offsides there for the Friars. Anyway, here's Christian Krickow, one-on-one with Coletti. Krickow unable to get around Coletti, but now Buscarino scores! We're tied at 1. Ryan Buscarino finds the loose puck and buries it. Starts with the rush from Christian Krickow, and then tough break for Liam Becker as it goes off his skate right into the wheelhouse of Buscarino, who just gets it inside the post and past the right toe of Cicchino to tie the game at 1. A little over 2 minutes after the Friars open the scoring. We're knotted up, and Ryan Anderson's rush into the offensive zone is called back for offsides. Interestingly enough, Connor Krickow is given an assist on the goal. Here's Muller. Shot off the end board, scores! Pinball mania at the rinks in Hauppauge. The Friars take the lead right back. It's 2-1. Muller all by himself. He opened the scoring for the Friars in the quarters and semis. He's got the second goal here tonight in game 2. That puts St. Anthony's back on top with a perfect shot in the top corner. Getting his own deflection off the end boards. Smithtown Hauppauge sent it right back in. Lucido keeps it in at the far point. It's back for Vaith. Vaith stretch pass, hits Hurlburt. Pardini gets back. Does a great job of getting in the way of the captain for St. Anne's, Jack Hurlburt. That got by the stick of Gasparic. Here is Leighton Vaith. Just over 3:47 remaining here in the first period. Poke down low and out here for Vaith. Offsides call against St. Anthony's as DeAndrea thrown off by the weaving of Leighton Vaith. He'll go to the bench for a change. With 3:26 to go in this first period. 3 goals here in the first. That is as many as was in the 3-0 win for Smithtown Hauppauge earlier this year. More than the 2-0 win. And more than half then were scored in game 1. Now a 2-on-0. Pozzarino's there in front. They couldn't get it to him. It was Ackerman lugging the puck in. And now Matuza breaks down ice the other way. Shot towards Serpico, blocked by Doyle, who plays it to Ackerman. Matuza put it right back down, and then Doyle took it away from Serpico, who's trying to cover. Long shot deflected into the corner. Ferrara back toward the front of the net. Jam play, Matuza denied. Puck still loose. And eventually, no, not cleared out or corralled. Now it is by Smithtown Hauppauge. Lead pass Pozzarina. Joseph Pozzarina knocked down to the ice by Monteleone as he was off balance starting across the zone. And then nearly a bad giveaway. Still it's controlled by Corcione. Takes a check from Catazone. Corcione was the lone F1 without support there, so the puck comes out. Schechter rims it in. Came right back to him. And now Becker puts it across, and Corcione does a good job to tie up Hurlburt. Kirscher can't clear. Jack Hurlburt fires into open space, chipped around by Becker. Schechter greeting Kirscher to the corner. Schechter goes down. Kirscher trying to clear. It's stopped up by Hurlburt. Ryan Schechter. Pinned against the boards. And now Becker sweeps it on and stopped by Serpico, who covers. And applause from the Friar, faithful to my left. As St. Anthony's, following that second goal, have definitely seized momentum here late in the first period. Face off. One defensively and a quick breakout here for the Bulls. Christian Krickow has it poked away from him by Coletti. Coletti stretch pass went off the stick of Lucido, and Serpico sweeps it away from the incoming Becker. Lucido gave it away to Muller. Muller jousting with Christian Krickow. Poked down low. Spun on goal or toward the goal by Hurlburt, and then again by Vaith. Still bouncing around, a shot denied by Serpico. Lifted here for Connor Krickow. Both, here's Buscarino to Christian, scores! Christian Krickow ties the game at 2 with 41 seconds to go in the first. Looks like an innocent looking play here. And then watch Buscarino take the puck down low. Nobody's back for the Friars. Nobody's on Christian Krickow. And he's not gonna miss from there as he goes butt first into the boards to tie the game at 2 for Smithtown Hauppauge. Avlanitis breaking in. His shot interrupted by Gasparic. Now Matuza taken off the puck by Anderson. Flipped right back in on goal by Muller. Doyle off the boards. Catazone toward Matuza in front. And just putting the glove down on the loose puck, slowing things down. Nick Serpico with 9 seconds to go in the first period. the draw. Shot wide. Buscarino trying to clear up the middle. Turnover. Mueller fired it over the net. Near disaster at the end of the first for Smithtown. Hauppauge avoided as we head into the first intermission, tied at 2. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League JV Finals, Game 2 on LI Sports Network. Second period starting in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Stick around here on LISN. Welcome back here to the rinks in Hauppauge, Suffolk County High School Hockey League JV Finals, Game 2. Bulls win it. They are JV champions again for the second time in 3 years, winning it back in 2024. Friars looking to get back on top of the JV circuit as we're ready to go here in period number 2. Massive tie-up on the opening draw, eventually worked itself free and deflected down. And quickly want to shout out our chat. Love the activeness, love the comments, keep them coming. You could join our chat by hitting subscribe. Help join our family here at LI Sports Network of over 1,200 of you. Thank you. Sent into the Friar bench by Brennan Parker. Faceoff will be deep in the Bulls zone. Hurlbert lost the faceoff. Doyle for Avlanitis to Anderson. Ryan Anderson, wrist shot, deflects into the corner. Avlanitis, quick passing to Dorian. Dorian trying to march his way through. Good stick checks from Vaith. Now it's in the feet of Vaith. Trying to play it ahead, does, but not out of the zone. Good keep by Doyle. Vaith in the far corner. Swooping over here is Caden Dorian for Avlanitis, trying to get it to Anderson in front. Knocked away from him, and away comes Leighton Vaith. Vaith had Doyle lining him up for a big hit, narrowly avoided it, created the turnover. It's back with Kasparik. Kasparik leading all Friars defensemen in points this season. There, nice moves here from Vaith. Put it out in front. Better stick from Dorian. It's loose. They score! Friars take back the lead, 3-2. Ryan Schechter found the loose change and buried it. And it's another broken play. Couple of Bulls going down to the ice. A puck battle in front, and there's Schechter. Chipping it, a little misdirection past Serpico. And the Bulls have now scored more goals tonight than they have at any game against Smithtown Hauppauge JV Red all season. And we've already matched the final score of Game 1 in just the first 17 minutes of this hockey game. Matuza's looking to add to it. Banks one back for Monteleone. Long shot, blocker save made by Serpico. Into the opposite corner now. It's Becker. Catazone, that shot off the stick of Power. Bulls trying to quickly counter the other way. It's Kirscher onside. On the backhand. Try to play one to Meyer. Friars come back out. Liam Becker. Swept one into the corner. Good keep by Catazone. Sean Power would have been going the other way. It's now banked out of the zone all the way down, and an icing against the Bulls. 2 minutes and 29 seconds into period number 2. Ryan Schechter from Leighton Vaith at 13:32. The difference-making goal to this point in the game, although it feels like this could end 7-6. At the rate we're going, Christian Krickow, as it goes through him, going down to the ice, Catazone. Connor Krickow aggressive on the forecheck. Around here for Buscarino. Monteleone finishes his check. Or rather, Buscarino finishes his check on Monteleone as Pardini joins the fray. Rims around to the near side. Adriana Morabito looking to clear. It's held in by Lucido. That long shot missed wide. Pardini, his wrist shot partially blocked. Connor Krickow for Buscarino. Played away from him by Monteleone. Pardini, Connor Krickow. Far circle, a drive, and a blocker save made by Cecchino. Buscarino battling Monteleone. Monteleone wins this one. Played it ahead. And now here comes Jack Hurlburt. Christian Krickow quickly back checks to prevent any odd man rush. Hurlburt forced to just play it in deep, go for a change. Here is Christian. Tied it at 2 for Smithtown. Hauppauge rips the shot off the end boards. Saw those end boards, those lively boards come into play, and they score! Second of the game for Christian Krickow. And once again, the Bulls tie it. In the Muller goal, we saw those boards come into play. This time, no boards needed. This is a beautiful pass from below the goal line. Connor to Christian, brother to brother. And Smithtown Hauppauge once again find the equalizer. They have not led in the game. The teams have traded goals 1 for 1 all the way through. As we just hit the 4-minute mark of the second period. Gasparic kept it in, goes down to the ice. Doyle rims around. Monteleone set to greet it. Vaith backing up, fired it in to the cross corner. Gasparic off the carom, ripped it wide. Ackerman dropped it back for Brennan Parker. Parker looking to chip it out. Kicked in by Charo. DeAndrea turned it over. Now Posarina for the Bulls. Couple of brothers playing for the Junior Islander elite team. He takes a shot, sharp angle shot, that is denied by Cecchino. And Posarina himself playing for the Junior Islanders. .443 into the second period. Off the face-off, we'll do it again. To the right of Cecchino. Buscarino and Schechter, one back by Schechter, but flipped into the Bull bench. And so once again, the left dot, the site of the face-off in the offensive zone for Smithtown Hauppauge. Buscarino flanked by some Krickows. Captain Jack Hurlburt to take the draw for the Friars, and Hurlburt won it. Try to play it to the wing of Schechter. Becker will try to backhand out. He cannot. Buscarino chipping in along the near side. Kersher gathers, shoots, and a save made by Cecchino. Rebound cleared out from in front. Bazil couldn't find it. Buscarino comes back to reclaim control for Smithtown Hauppauge. Christian Krickow jousting with Schechter. Shot from Becker goes wide. Buscarino for Connor Krickow. And back come the Bulls. Great pass to Christian. He's in. Christian Krickow between the legs. Missed it high. What a goal it would have been. For the hat trick for Christian Krickow. Now play comes to a screeching halt. Connor ripped it off the post. And now a penalty coming. And it'll be against Smithtown Hauppauge. Schechter down behind the play. Joining the play as it looked for a second there was Cicchino on his way to the bench. And the Friars will go to the power play. Their first tonight. 17.6% on the season. The Bulls an 81% penalty kill. Big moment here in the hockey game. The 9-minute mark of the second period. Starts with a clear for Smithtown Hauppauge. Christian Krickow scored a power play goal back in game one. Has 2 tonight. Played around here for Catazone. Catazone creates space, rips a shot off Doyle. Fearless block. Friars still threatening Matuza. Banks one for Catazone. Anthony Catazone. Back to Matuza. Harassed by Brennan Parker. Now it's Becker. Spinning away from Parker to Matuza. Couldn't get much on the shot, just flipped it into the glove of Serpico, who covers. Off the draw, more control for St. Anne's. Catazone, top of the zone. Becker, circle, a drive, and getting the blocker in was Serpico. Deflected up and into the ceiling. And so with a minute gone by on the power play, do it again in the offensive zone. Again, it's Catazone at the top. Rips a wrister, and another glove save made by Serpico. Plenty of shots on goal this power play for St. Anthony's. Still has 51 seconds left on it. Interference, the penalty against Christian Krickow, who loves to ride that line. Face off again, won by St. Anthony. Matuza to the front of the net, deflected by Vaith, just wide. Anderson to the loose puck, can't clear. Great keep in by Gasparic. Gasparic rips it cross ice. Leighton Vaith. Back to Griffin Gasparic. He fans on the shot. Gets it right back. Wrist shot stopped by Serpico. Becker out in front for Vaith. He was stick checked well by Lucido. Catazone for Becker. Across, Gasparic scores! Griffin Gasparic gives St. Anthony's their 4th lead of the night. It's 4-3, and that's a Friars power play goal. It's gorgeous patience. Setting up the goal from Vaith, and the finish from Gasparic, who, as I mentioned, led the Friars in points and goals as a defenseman this season, comes through in a big moment. His first goal of the series. Bulls trying to break it out. Great job going there by Ackerman, taking the puck behind him between the legs. Took the shot, kicked away by SCHSHL. Herbert the other way. Threw it across. Nobody home. Ackerman trying to go the other way for the Bulls. Shielding off Schechter. Ackerman hits the brakes. Puts it across. There he finds Corcione. Corcione poked from him by Monteleone. Posarina, bumped by Monteleone, avoids battling Monteleone and couldn't get it across to Ackerman. Hurlburt, 3-on-2. Ackerman evens it up to be a 3-on-3 and is punched out of the zone by Neil Doyle. Sent ahead by the Friars. It's Brennan Parker. Under 6 to play in the second. Banked one beautifully to Buscarino. 2-on-1. Buscarino, a shot, missed the net. Off the glass. Christian Krikow trying to play it. Has it now. Wheeling around the circles. Christian Krikow denied by SCHSHL. And it's back out to neutral for Doyle. It's the red. Fires it off the top of the glass in the opposite corner. Buscarino battling Monteleone. Connor Krikow trying to charge the front of the net. Breaking out of the zone, it's Anthony Catazone. Catazone scores! From virtually no angle, a water bottle popper. And for the first time tonight, either team lead by more than a goal. It's the Friars ahead by 2. I mentioned Catazone has had an incredible playoff run of scoring. He continues that run here in game 2. And the Friars lead by 2, 5-3, with 5:14 to go in the second period. I wasn't kidding when I said this game could end 7-6. About 10 minutes ago. It's looking pretty good as a prediction now. Avlonidis. Again, a complete antithesis of all the prior games between these two teams. Anderson. Down low to Dorian. Great pass. Shot from Anderson. Just missed. Avlonidis with the setup below the goal line to Ryan Anderson. Puck deflected off a Friar stick and into the netting with 4:45. Face off to the left of SCHSHL. Between Dorian and Hurlburt, won by Hurlburt. Coletti comes over, helped out by Vaith, pinned against the near boards. Liam Becker looking to break out. Missed his target in Schechter, and it will go for an icing against St. Anthony's. Face off to the left of SCHSHL. Here's Anderson, a wrist shot, glove save made, rebound underneath Gaetano SCHSHL. Once again to the left of SCHSHL, Dorian to Anderson. Anderson trying to spin away from Becker, goes down to the ice. Tying up the stick of Hurlburt, takes it away. Ryan Anderson, great drop pass. Avlonidis a drive and a save made by SCHSHL. And now Dorian exchanging shoves in front with Michael Monteleone. Face off to the right now of Cecchino as the Bulls have had it in the offensive zone for the last little bit. Generating chances, nothing to show for it just yet. Buscarino puts it in deep. Connor Krickow on the forecheck. Ryan Buscarino to the point. Bazil back to Buscarino. Try to go out in front. Fire down ice by Herbert. Will have enough for ice. Enough. Would have been in on the forecheck. He'll go for a change, as will the rest of his line mates, for a fresh new 5 out for St. Anne's, while the Buscarino and Krickow brother line maintains their ice time. And a face-off win. Buscarino, rip of a shot from Connor Krickow. Missed the net wide, comes all the way out of the zone. Brennan Parker for Christian Krickow. He'll flip it into the opposite corner. Catazone gets there first, backhands it up the boards. Parker keeps it in. Connor Krickow trying to find Christian. Banks to Doyle. Doyle shot through traffic, goes wide. Wrap around, no! It was there for Connor Krickow. All the way down for another icing against St. Anne's, as the Bulls continue to apply the pressure to the Friars. Pretty much after they established that 5-3 lead, the ice has been tilted in their defensive end. Corcione with Meyer. And Power up front. Here is Doyle to the front of the net off a couple of skates. DeAndrea looking to chip it out. Benefited from it going off the linesman. And back down low as a goaltending change has been made. Serpico replaced by Wolgemuth. As here is Sean Power to the outside. Corcione steps through it. Sean Power trying to go to the front of the net. Bouncing around. Meyer denied down low by Cecchino. Now Lucido, a wrister, and traffic blocked. And Hurlburt emerges with the puck. He'll rim it around. Wolgemuth out to stop it. So checking into the game in net. Following that 5th goal. The ice has been tilted. I didn't notice. Becker. Stalled along the near side. Pardini with it. Puts it around. Sean Power trying to chip it past. Gasparic could not. Sean Wolgemuth had been splitting the net with Serpico all year long. A .175 goals against average for Wolgemuth. And a perfect 12-0 record in the regular season. Pardini looking to clear it ahead to Meyer. Eventually gets to him. Lucido flipped it to Power. Power missed the stick of Corcione. Goes in after it. Gasparic looking to go ahead. Pardini didn't know where the puck was. Schechter chips ahead. Pardini battling with Liam Becker. Eventually the puck ends up behind Wolgemuth. Poked around here for Meyer. Matuza puts it into the opposite corner, gets on his horse to chase after it, battling Pardini. Pardini doing a good job defensively, sticking with the Friars' leading scorer, as we're less than 47 seconds to go in the second. The back and forth game continuing, but the Friars establishing the 2-goal lead. Pardini to Lucido. 3-on-2 here for the Bulls. As they try to go to Costa in front. Pass was a little behind him. And now the Friars the other way. Matuza off the skates of Power. Kirscher backhands ahead. Muller's shot goes wide. Great pass there by Coletti to Muller, turned aside by Wolgemuth. Now Costa chips in with just a second left. And we go to period number 3 with the Friars ahead by 2. They lead 5-3, looking to force a winner-take-all Game 3 on Wednesday night. If they hold on to this win, will they do it? It remains to be seen. You'll find out shortly here and only on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge. Third period set to begin between the Friars and the Bulls. St. Anne's trying to force a winner-take-all Game 3. It would also mean that over the last few years, each and every playoff series would have went to a decisive game number 3 across every level of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Varsity all the way down. Bulls dump in. Christian Krickow, 2 goals tonight, 3 overall in the series. Has been outstanding. They will need him to be even better. With the Bulls down by 2, and for St. Anne's, another big game from an array of players scoring up and down the lineup. Only one player with more than a point, it's Anthony Catazone. And 5 unique goal scorers for St. Anthony's. And a goaltending change for Smithtown Hauppauge. Liam Wolgemuth entering the game. Pardon me, Sean Wolgemuth entering the game in relief of Nick Serpico, who, mind you, shut out the Friars twice in the regular season and allowed 2 goals in Game 1. Pushed ahead, across, Connor Krickow, unable to comfortably control the puck, and chipped out of the zone by Gasparic. Griffin Gasparic, right now, the go-ahead goal, the 4th goal for the Friars. Scored on the power play. And what a play here by Catazone. Drags, and it's stopped by Wolgemuth. Put right back toward the crease, all the way through. Bulls trying to break out. Ryan Anderson's been awfully quiet in this game, at least from a scoring standpoint. It's poked ahead for Ryan. Gathered in by Catazone. Catazone, a flip on goal, steered away by Wolgemuth. Into the corner, Lucido. In the area of Anderson. Ripping the shot wide that time, Cooper Ferrara. Catazone keeping it in the zone for St. Anne's. Pardini shoved down from behind by DeAndrea. And then again by DeAndrea. As Ryan Anderson breaks into the offensive zone. Pressure by Monteleone. Great job by Monteleone to take the puck away. But it's now Avlanitis to the front of the net. A backhander slid it just wide. Caden Dorian missed and jumped the stick of Ryan Anderson. On the near side, Pardini trying to keep, cannot. And it's back with Avlanitis. Saw Brett Spires, the Smithtown Hauppauge Bull varsity defenseman and PAL Junior Islander teammates with the Posarinas. Say they need more Joe Posarina. Yet to see him here in this third period. It's Ryan Anderson trying to dice around the entire Friar defense, nearly does. Played it across to Dorian, back to Anderson. Here's Avlanitis turning and firing wide. Pardini toward the front of the net, a redirect from Dorian off the blocker of Cecchino. Friars can't clear, another great keep in this time from Lucido. Caden Dorian, Lucido calls, gets it, shoots, save, Cecchino rebound, kicked free, and fired down ice by Hurlburt. It'll be an icing against St. Anne's. No, it dies at the goal line. That snow buildup proving to be a factor. That's an icing in the first period, but we play on here in the third. Leighton Veith dangling through, a diving effort on his belly. Defensive play by Neil Doyle. Chipped ahead, here is Veith! Checked again by Doyle. Might have saved a goal, and now a penalty will be against St. Anne's. Christian Krickhouse behind the play. Here's Ryan Anderson. Good poke check by Matuza. Friars touch up, but will be shorthanded. And St. Anne's wanted a penalty on the stick check by Doyle in front. They didn't get one, and it appeared in some sort of retaliatory fashion. Took a penalty, putting the Bulls on the power play. Smithtown Hauppauge 0 for 1 with the man advantage here tonight. Muller in the box. Cross-checking the call. Dorian to take the draw from Hurlburt, wins it back clean. Avlanitis, far point to Ryan Anderson, lost control and cleared out only as far as Avlanitis by Hurlburt. Avlanitis, though, will reset in his own end. Ryan Anderson, 2 goals and an assist in game 1. Played it to Avlanitis, pressured here by Gasparic. 2, jab at it in the far corner. Away comes Avlanitis, he's in behind in Gretzky's office. Puts it out front for Dorian. To the point, Anderson, all the way across. Neil Doyle rips a shot, getting a piece. Cecchino pops on the other side. Caden Dorian with space, passes again. Doyle shoots, scores! Neil Doyle! It's a 1-goal game! And that's a Bulls power play goal! They've been teeing up this play on the power play, and finally it pays off. Neil Doyle going Shelf City on Gaetano Cecchino. And we've got a 1-goal game. The 9:41 mark. Oh, turnover! Stuff in try. Matuza turned away by Wolgemuth. And looked like we might have had something in front, but cooler heads prevailing. Again, every penalty critical. Neil Doyle, it says Ryan Anderson scored the goal. Ryan Anderson did not score that goal. Here on the live stats. Caden Dorian, Christian Krickhouse with the assist. That sounds about right. But obviously Doyle the goal scorer. Monteleone chips it down low, and a right pad save made by Wolgemuth, and he'll hold on to it. Sean Wolgemuth has not allowed a goal since entering the game in that second period, and the goaltending change really did pay off for Smithtown Hauppauge as they dominated territorially. And chances-wise, following the change and that 5th goal for the Friars, Connor Krickhouse trying to go between the legs of Monteleone. Monteleone getting the best of him, then sends Connor to the ice. Not an easy thing to do. Monteleone will carry it ahead. He's knocked down. And Krikow looking to spring Buscarino. Doesn't quite get to him. Veith steering ahead. Monteleone poked away from him. Here comes Joe Posarina. Posarina battling Veith. Pardini try to hold in. He does. Now the puck out to neutral ice. Pardini again trying to flip in. And now we'll battle Matuza. Fired off the glass all the way down. It'll be an icing against Smithtown Hauppauge with 8:20 to go in the third period. Down only a goal. Smithtown Hauppauge have not led in this game entirely. The Friars open the scoring and have led it all the way through. Smithtown Hauppauge tying at 1, 2, and 3. Friars led it 5-3. It's now 5-4. Shot along the ice by Coletti does change direction. Not nearly quick enough to fool Wolgemuth, who covers. Again, another jam-packed house here at the rinks in Hauppauge for this JV final, game 2. And here's Anderson. Younger brother Luke fires. And a save made by Cecchino. Poked down the boards. For what it's worth, Avlanitis, also a younger sibling of a member of the Bulls varsity team. Tries to chip it down the boards. Monteleone, or rather Gasparic, intervenes and sends it out. Catazone had an older brother that also played for the Friars, who has since graduated. Caden Dorian trying to move in. Good check delivered by Gasparic. Still the Bulls gain the zone. Cross ice for Brennan Parker. Chipped it down low. That's where Gasparic has it. Looks for a safe option. Tries to deflect it ahead. Here's Neil Doyle. Doyle moving in, goes down. Played away from Doyle. Ackerman and Dorian both in the area. Down low here is Anderson, chipping it out in front. Back here for Doyle. Doyle, a wrist shot, deflects off the stick of Schechter and wide. Chip back on goal by Anderson. It's gloved by Cecchino. With 6 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the third period. Again, my name's Ryan Brannigan, joined alongside the best cameraman in the land, Paul Trentini. Wally Mitchell also helping us out. His duties on the South Rink concluded, along with play-by-play on the South Side tonight from Travis Quigley, who called game 1. Parker fires in, banks off the end boards, steered away by Cecchino. And now Veith breaks out. Leighton Veith in on Lucido. Nice move, Veith. Couldn't quite re-corral it. Brennan Parker did a great job coming over. And then a big hit by Costa behind the net. But we're gonna have a hooking penalty. And I believe St. Anthony's are gonna go to the power play. They are 1 for 1 tonight. Gasparic, the power play goal. That was the go-ahead goal. Now Anthony Catazone's goal is your game winner. As things currently sit, Friars back to the power play. Veith puts it out in front, intercepted by Doyle. His clearing attempt blocked by Becker. A second attempt is successful. Avlanitis here one-on-one, steered away from him by Catazone. 30 seconds gone by in the Friars power play. Gasparic fed to the front, deflected. Getting the blocker on it was Wolgemuth. And it's sent down ice by Doyle. 5:30 to go here in the third period. Friars holding on to a 1-goal lead. They've led it all the way through. Catazone down the near side. Challenged by Doyle. Comes free. Becker to Faith. Turned away by Wolgemuth. He covers. Best save of the game here from Sean Wolgemuth. And he came into the game midway through the second. Gets to the top of his crease, gets as big as possible, cutting down the angle, and makes that stop on Leighton Vaith. D to D, Gasparic to Catazone. Down low, great play by Pardini to chip it around past Matuza. Buscarino has a chance to clear, he chips it to Costa, and Costa sends it the length. Cicchino swings it around. Leighton Vaith with 23 seconds left on the Friar power play. Into the offensive zone. Drops it back for Matuza. Plays it down behind the net. And put out in front. Nobody home for St. Anne's. And a low shot from Monteleone is stopped and covered by Wolgemuth. .417 left. Off the draw, shot on goal, and a save made again by Wolgemuth. 3 seconds left on the minor penalty to Lucido for hooking. Matuza unable to win this face-off. The penalty has expired. Shot glove by Wolgemuth, and he'll hold. With 4:03 to go in the third period. Friars trying to force a winner-take-all, game 3. Smithtown Hauppauge trying to avoid that fate and just win it tonight. Although it doesn't seem like winning it in 2 is an option in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, the way things have gone each of the past few years. Schechter. Pass to the front of the net, deflected, and stopped by Wolgemuth. Friars putting the pressure on Smithtown Hauppauge following this power play. And really in the moments leading up to it as well. Bulls bench got the sticks going, trying to gain some momentum back. Buscarino to take the face-off from Hurlburt. One defensively by Buscarino. Kirscher looks to bank one ahead. Kept in by Catazone. Hurlburt whizzes one wide. Schechter lost the puck. Here comes Connor Krikow to his brother Christian. Good stick check by Catazone. Muller on the loose puck. Friars have numbers. 3-on-2 over the blue line. Good stick check, though, from Kirscher. And now the Bulls going the other way. Christian with Connor. Christian unable to get around Monteleone. Now Schechter with Muller. Muller trying to get around Kirscher. He can't. 3:08 to go here in the third. Friars ahead by 1. Buscarino puts it into the zone. Monteleone stopped it. Smithtown Hauppauge have to touch up. They do. Stretch pass. Missed Liam Becker, and it's Doyle with it. Around Matuza. Good stick by Lucido. Trying to get it ahead. Now Connor Krikow. Bulls have not spent much time in the offensive zone over the last few minutes or so. The Friars have done a great job of loading up the neutral zone. Bulls might have to invest in a plumber to clog that neutral zone as a long shot is finally on goal and stopped by Cicchino. Wolgemuth stays in the crease, 2:18 to go. Face-off won by Dorian, back to Doyle. His goal has brought Smithtown Hauppauge to within one. But Avlanitis fell down, that allows an easy clear for Gasparic. And he'll go cross corner with the dump. Doyle, stretch pass, Avlanitis. Not sure he was expecting it, did get a piece of it. Slowed it down, Dorian on the forecheck, looks to center Anderson. Parker streaks into the zone, keeps it alive. Here's Ryan Anderson, good stick from Veith. And now Gasparic comes out. Gasparic, once again, just content to fire it into the corner. Doyle playing it around for Brendan Parker. As we approach 90 seconds remaining in the third period. Through the feet of Dorian. Doyle. Avlanitis. He'll skate ahead. Once again, four Friars are back. Between the legs to Anderson. To Dorian. Dorian to Anderson. Anderson to Doyle. Backhanded in front, rejected by Veith. Shot from Doyle for a sharp angle save. Rebound is loose. Kicks all the way back to Pardini. Anderson, empty net, Smithtown Hauppauge. Under a minute to go here in the third. Game 2 of the JV Finals. Friars trying to force Game 3. Reversed around. Gasparic. Looking to just eat it against the boards. 35 seconds left. And Gasparic might as well be at a buffet with how much he's eating that puck. Comes out of the zone. Dorian ahead. Pardini mishandled. 20 seconds. Doyle. Muller. Preventing him from getting up ice. Anderson. 10 seconds. Doyle. One last gasp for Smithtown Hauppauge. Comes into the zone. Lost control. 2 seconds and one. And an icing to stop the celebration for St. Anne's in forcing a Game 3. There are 0.4 seconds left. I'll put a second back on. Timeout called by Smithtown Hauppauge. But barring a miracle, Travis is to my left now, a big Islander fan. I don't even think that Bo Horvat goal came in under 0.4 seconds. But it looks like, doesn't just look like. It's very apparent. Game 3 is on its way. See what they can do off the draw with 0.4 seconds left. And the shot off the draw blocked. And St. Anthony's JV Gold have forced Game 3 of the JV Finals. Winner take all on Wednesday. Another chapter written in the book of St. Anthony's Smithtown Hauppauge lore. Will the Bulls get their revenge for their varsity team? Or will the Friars get the double and be victorious at both junior varsity and varsity levels against Smithtown Hauppauge? Those questions and more to be answered on Wednesday. But for now, thank you so much for all of you that tuned in to the JV semifinal, game number 2. It's St. Anthony's who led it all the way through that win, 5-4 over Smithtown Hauppauge to force game 3. On behalf of our entire crew, Travis Quigley and Wally Mitchell from the South Side, my cameraman extraordinaire, Paul Trentini, and yours truly, Ryan Brownigan, saying so long. Until next time, as always, have a good night.